Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack ideas really shaping things around us. And today, while we're looking at the surprising journey of data, people often say data is the new oil, right? But what if something as simple as the barcode, those stripes on your groceries has actually become sort of a hidden backbone for the data that's now powering AI? We're going to dive into why this move from, let's say, the basic 1D barcodes to the more complex 2D codes, plus adding NFC, near-field communication, why that's not just a tech upgrade, it's looking like a fundamental shift, especially in IT asset management. We'll also look at how platforms like Rainfall Digital are, really pushing things forward here. It's kind of a shortcut, really, to understanding this quiet revolution happening.
Yeah, exactly. Our mission today, if you like, is to explore how this whole evolution isn't just some technical detail. It's actually about enabling AI, artificial intelligence, to understand really complex networks, physical things, in a way that just wasn't possible before. We want to show you the vital role these little tags play in building, smarter systems, more resilient ones too.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Back in the 70s, right? That's when the first barcodes appeared, the 1D ones, like the UPC code you see everywhere. They were a huge deal for retail.
Oh, absolutely.
They encoded basic product IDs, just simple stripes, static information, sure, but wow, groundbreaking for the time. I remember watching cashiers struggle to scan crumpled ones sometimes, but it definitely sped up checkout and basic inventory.
It really did. But, as the world started digitizing really fast, the limitations, they became pretty obvious, glaring even. Their data capacity was tiny. We're talking maybe 10, 20 characters max.
Right, not much at all.
Which meant they could only really point to information stored somewhere else in a database. Plus, they were easy to damage, a scratch could make them unreadable, and crucially, they just didn't integrate well with online systems. They served a purpose, but data needs just exploded past them.
So clearly needed something better, more data, more robustness, and that's where 2D barcodes come in. The next big leap, like QR codes everyone knows now, or data matrix, PDF 417. They use patterns, dots, and squares, not just lines, encoding info in 2 dimensions.
And that leap brought, frankly, exponential advantages. Huge increase in data storage. We're talking potentially thousands of characters right there on the tag. Compare that to 20.
Big difference.
Massive. Plus, built-in error correction. So even if part of it gets smudged or torn, it can often still be read. And they scan from any direction, omnidirectional scanning. Much easier to use. This shift, it wasn't just incremental, it was essential. Absolutely essential to keep up with the data demands of our connected world. And their impact, huge. Supply chains, healthcare, enabling real-time tracking, linking to websites, secure authentication, all while cutting errors and costs.
It sounds like it was almost inevitable, technologically speaking, but were there any bumps in the road adopting them, or maybe industries that took longer to switch?
Well, sure. There's always a bit of a learning curve, right? Businesses had to get new scanners, update their back-end systems, but honestly, the benefits were so clear that most saw the value pretty quickly.
And what about security? Because now you've got all this data embedded, sometimes linking online. Does that create new risks?
That's a really good point. And actually, 2D codes have been central to digital transformation, partly because they can boost security. Think about e-commerce growth, all the connected IoT devices now. These tags became vital for providing dynamic, verifiable data. They basically turn a physical thing into a live link to online info, like warranty status or manuals, without ever needing to reprint the label. That's huge. And yeah, they can embed encryption, track provenance, where something came from, its history. That's indispensable if you're dealing with sensitive assets or trying to fight counterfeits.
Right, that ability to update the link data without touching the physical label. That's incredibly powerful. Makes them active participants, not just static labels. Okay, let's pivot then to IT asset management, because tracking hardware servers, laptops, routers is just so fundamental.
Absolutely critical for efficiency, security, compliance, everything.
And with the old 1D tags.
With 1D, you basically just got an ID number. That's it. To find out anything useful, specs, who it's assigned to, warranty info, you had to do a manual lookup in a database, often cumbersome, slow.
Yeah, I can imagine during an audit or a big deployment.
Exactly, a real-time sync. 2D codes, though, they make this much more elegant. You can embed rich data right onto the tag itself, scan it with a smartphone, and bam, instant access to details. And their durability, that error correction we mentioned. Perfect for IT environments, which can be, tough on labels, racks, server rooms.
Okay, so instant rich data access, huge efficiency gain for IT teams. But is there something deeper going on here when all this data is suddenly right there on the asset? Is it just about tagging better, or is it setting something else up?
That's exactly the key insight. This isn't just about convenience, though that's nice. It's fundamentally about structuring data for the future, specifically for AI. By encoding verifiable, traceable information directly onto the asset, these 2D codes, and especially when you add NFC for contactless taps,
Yeah.
you're laying the groundwork, building the foundation for AI to analyze your entire network, all your assets, holistically, intelligently.
Ah, okay. So the verifiable and traceable aspects are crucial. It's not just data, it's data you can trust.
Precisely.
Because the tag itself can hold or link to a kind of verified history, a chain of custody. So the AI isn't learning from potentially flawed or incomplete database entries.
Exactly right. You're feeding the AI clean, reliable data straight from the source, tied to the physical asset.
So you could have AI, say, predicting when a server might need maintenance based on its actual usage history pulled from the tag.
Or spotting weird anomalies, like if a high-security laptop suddenly shows up in a location it shouldn't be, based on scan data.
It's like the AI gets real eyes on the physical infrastructure.
That's a good way to put it. And think about the business impact. Downtime in IT can cost literally thousands per minute for some companies. So this structured approach, using accurate data from these tags, it directly minimizes risk, helps you use resources better, and nails compliance requirements like ISO 27001 for security.
It really connects the physical tag to strategic business outcomes. Okay, this seems like a good point to bring in Rainfall Digital. You mentioned them as an example of a company really accelerating this. What do they do exactly?
Right. Rainfall Digital focuses on basically verifying, protecting, and connecting physical items using digital tech. Authentication is key for them. They use a mixed QR codes, regular barcodes, NFC linked to a secure platform. This gives you instant validation, proof of authenticity, and a traceable history for items. Their main focus has been in areas like luxury goods, electronics, places where counterfeiting is a big problem. But the core tech is widely applicable.
Okay, I see the connection now. High-value goods, preventing fakes. That translates very well to IT assets. So imagine tagging servers or network gear with, say, an NFC-enabled 2D code linked to Rainfall system. IT teams could instantly verify, is this component genuine, which is huge with supply chain risks today.
Very cool.
They could track the whole life cycle in real time, maybe even use it collaboratively, like sharing notes about an asset through the system.
Yes, they even have an app, the Rainfall Digital Wallet, for easy mobile verification. Scan or tap, and you get the info. It streamlines it for technicians in the field.
So verification, tracking, collaboration. But what's the real magic you mentioned earlier, linking this to AI?
The real magic, I think, is Rainfall's emphasis on creating that verifiable history, the provenance. So you build this incredibly rich data set over time, where the asset came from, who used it, maintenance logs, all tied to authenticity checks. That's the kind of structured, trusted data that AI can really sink its teeth into. It allows the AI to truly understand the network's physical layer.
Okay, so give me a concrete example. How would AI use that rainfall data?
Well, imagine an AI analyzing the provenance data across thousands of assets. It might flag components sourced from a potentially compromised supplier as a security risk even before any failure occurs. Or it could look at usage patterns tied to specific device models and locations, then optimize how assets are allocated across the organization for better performance or longer lifespan.
So the tags through Rainfall's platform become more than just labels. They're like intelligent nodes feeding data into a smarter ecosystem.
Exactly. Turning passive assets into active, intelligent parts of the network fabric, giving you that unprecedented visibility and control you mentioned. And looking ahead, here in 2025, making this shift to 2D codes and NFC, especially with platforms that ensure verification, it's not really optional anymore for IT leaders who want to leverage AI properly. It feels like a strategic imperative.
Right. It's the foundation. You need that structured, trustworthy data flowing in.
Without it, the AI's insights are built on shaky ground.
So platforms like Rainfall Digital really show how these technologies, the advanced tags, the secure backend, the verification come together. They can genuinely revolutionize IT asset management, moving from just counting things to predicting issues, stopping fraud, gaining real intelligence.
That's a powerful combination.
Definitely food for thought. So, for everyone listening, what are your thoughts? Have you started using 2D or NFC tagging in your IT operations? Or maybe explored AI for asset intelligence? We'd love to hear how you're building smarter networks. Let's continue the discussion.